Tyler1 is a relentless elo hunter. If you've been playing chess over the last year and you've never heard of Tyler1, I don't know which rock you've been living under. Picture this, it's July last year, and Tyler hits the chess scene with the grace of a wrecking ball, starting at a humble elo of 199. And now fast forward to less than a year, and boom, he just peaked at the elo of 1960. And chess is not even his thing. He started as a bodybuilder, grew famous playing League of Legends, and just recently his chess addiction started. It feels like Tyler grabbed the book Total Recall, Arnold Schwarzenegger's bio, a great read by the way, put it into a blender, added milk and protein powder and just chugged it down. Both started as bodybuilders, then moved to a variety of other fields, reaching unbelievable success in all of them. But is Tyler just a cheap copy of Arnold, or is he the next real deal? This guy is a grinder, and his elo graph is nothing short than amazing. You can find a bunch of videos here on YouTube praising his accomplishments. I'm definitely not here to minimize his efforts. I have though piled some really strong evidence to say that chess is just a means to an end for Tyler. And I dare to say even more, he hates chess. BigTonkaT, his nickname at chess.com, started playing chess less than a year ago and went from 199 of elo to 1000 in less than 2 months, then soaring to 1500 just 1 month later. And just recently, he hit his elo peak at 1960. During this period, he played over 6,000 rapid games and over 12,000 puzzles. This means that on average, he has been spending more than 5 hours daily. This includes holidays, his birthday, and even the day he became a dad, sitting in front of a computer playing chess. This guy is a machine. Just so you can have a glimpse of how incredible his accomplishments are, here are a couple of moves from a match that he played September last year. This is 9 months ago. Tyler is playing white, and his opponent decides to move the knight to b3, attacking Tyler's rook while being guarded by the queen. Tyler has a nice idea of disconnecting the queen from the knight so he can capture it, and that would have worked if he hadn't completely forgot to first remove his king from any check lines. Tyler is persistent and pushes the pawn to keep attacking the queen, but this is such a huge blunder. It is a basic counting situation. Black has now 3 attackers on that little guy, and Tyler only has his queen. Black captures the pawn with the rook, and Tyler correctly sees that if the rook moves anywhere, it will be a discovered check on his king. So he slides away. There's now a mate in 1 for Black. Can you find it? If so, do let me know in the comments. But Tyler's opponent didn't find it though. Captures the queen, but that's more than enough to make Tyler resign the match. As we can see, he was terrible. I mean, this is the level of chess that you would expect from someone that's just starting to play the game. The whole buzz around Tyler's name comes from the fact that just 8 months passed from this previous lousy match that we just saw till this one that we're about to see. Tyler is known for exclusively playing the cow opening. This opening was created and popularized by Anna Crawling, and it's known to be a pretty defensive opening by the way. He's a one-weapon player, in this case the cow opening, and he will play that weapon till the limit, removing most of the thinking out of the opening. This will usually give him a playable middle game and a solid time advantage. But it's move 4, and Tyler is already 1.5 points in disadvantage. Both players develop, and now h3 by white. This is the problem right here. The cow opening has a lot of disadvantages, but the other player has to seize the opportunity. Instead of passively defending the g4 square, white should just go for the knight with h4, and that is because that knight has nowhere to go. He can only retreat, which would be a stupid move. Even if you try to block the advance with h5, white can just push in the center and they'll end up with a great setup and a full wreck pawn structure for black. But you gotta have the balls and really go on offense. Otherwise, the cow will come to get you. White allows Tyler to develop, and you can see the advantage is almost all gone because they didn't took the charge when needed. Bishop e3, and Tyler adds tension in the center, and Vladimir decides to close up with d5. Tyler pushes the b pawn, but I don't really understand why. I think his idea is to plant his knight on c5 with some extra protection. Vladimir decides to route his knight to the king side, perhaps aiming to eventually planting it on f5. Tyler goes with his plan on c5, targeting the bishop on d3. Now, I don't really understand what's going on. Vladimir checks the king, but as soon as Tyler blocks it with his bishop, he goes back to the same square. I mean, what was the point of this move? Of course, Tyler is very grateful for the free move. He breaks the bishop pair and then castles his king to safety. Thanks to the inactivity of his opponent and some dubious moves, Tyler is now in the lead, even though he had a pretty bad start. Vladimir grabs the open file, and Tyler does a very nice move, f5. That pawn is protected by the bishop and the rook, and it tries to open up lines against the side that Vladimir will try to castle. Vladimir ignores and threatens to win the pawn on c7. Tyler pushes the f-pawn. The bishop retreats, and this time Tyler correctly counted the number of threats on the c-pawn and brings the rook to defend it. I don't understand what Vladimir wants here. Why queen to b3? And why haven't they castled yet? Tyler's Nif's weakness and attacks with the knight. They trade, but that just advances Tyler's bishop. And knight to g1? This just blocks the king from castling. Of course, Tyler bulldozes with the queen. Unlike Vladimir, Tyler now sees an opportunity and doesn't think twice. Vladimir goes g4, which doesn't help at all. But Tyler throws everything he built so far when he sacrifices his bishop. He should have sacrificed the other bishop. After the king takes back, the queen comes in, and now he can push the f-pawn back by the rook. Vladimir's queen needs to join the defense, but the pawn takes on the knight with a discovered attack. The king takes back, but Tyler infiltrates anyway with his queen. And now d3 falls and then e4 will fall. White is completely lost here. White grabs the bishop. Tyler goes in with the queen. Vladimir adds an attacker on the bishop, and now Tyler decides to go for the bishop sacrifice on f2. But now that is the wrong move. But Vladimir really wants to lose this match. He takes the bishop back and invites Tyler's queen for yet another check. But the blunders aren't over. King to f1. Instead of protecting the knight, he just abandons it and gets another check. King to g1, and now rook to f6 by Tyler is the final blow. Vladimir resigns. There's just no stopping the mate now. All of this showcases how Tyler is mastering the game of chess, right? Actually, no. You see, it depends how we define what mastering chess is. First of all, as we just saw, he uses always the same weapon, the cow opening. This is not a joke. Out of all of his 6,170 matches in chess.com, he always played the cow opening, which technically speaking is much more like a system. The player that uses the cow will mostly make the same sequence of initial moves, regardless of their opponent's play. I'll give this to Tyler. It's a very clever way to hack your way up the elo ladder. By exclusively playing this opening, he narrows down all the possible branches that the game can initially take. And by doing this thousands of times in a row, he creates a solid mind and muscle memory of what works and what doesn't work in these positions. And it's all a probability game. If you play the gigantic number of games that Tyler does, the law of large numbers ensures that as long as you stay just slightly above average, you will grow indefinitely. Tyler, for example, in all of his rapid games, he managed to not lose in 53% of them. The fact that he grinds the same opening over and over again in all of his games shows to me that he's not here to master the game. He's not here to improve and to enjoy the game of chess. I say even more, Tyler1 hates chess. He became addicted to the game of chess after losing a few matches at PogChamps, a chess.com tournament, and losing those matches really triggered him.
I would have smoked him the first round. He was panicking. He's 700 rating above me, and I had him shook, move for move, and wasn't even close.
Take his behavior while playing League of Legends, for example. He was banned from playing it for 2 years, given his bad behavior towards other players, earning him the infamous nickname, the most toxic player in North America. And just like he does when he plays League of Legends in chess, when he loses, it's almost never his fault. He always has something bad to say about the player, the platform, the game. And as I said before, I do think that he's trying to follow Arnold Schwarzenegger's playbook, but Arnold, in contrast, is triggered positively by the challenge of mastering the unknown, which translates into respect to all of his peers and into the subject that he's trying to dominate. Tyler1, on the other hand, has a negative relationship with chess, never misses an opportunity to downplay and mock the game of chess and its players.
Chess is not hard at all. And 99% of these people have been playing since they were literally birthed, by the way. Like, since they were 3, they had it injected into their system. That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry. If you're not Grandmaster and you've been playing chess since you were 3, I'm sorry, bro. And I'm going to say this harshly. Your life has no value. You can put me against that Hikiro guy or Magnus Carlsen guy. I embody them, bro.
Let's be real. For one to really learn anything, one must first be vulnerable, to come from a place of not knowing, to be humble, and to be open to absorb knowledge that comes from outside of yourself. And Tyler doesn't dare to bow to chess's complexity and beauty. And because of this, I very much believe that Tyler will never master the game. And sadly, we'll never get to truly enjoy it. So you can get my point. Here are the beautiful words of a true chess master, Levonaronian.
I don't stop getting amused by the amount of beauty there is in the game of chess. I see it every day, and it's something that inspires me. Yeah, I can say I'm very romantic. Although nowadays I think for most of the people it's a sign of being vulnerable. But I don't feel vulnerable. I'm there to fight, but also to appreciate beauty.
After listening to Aronian, I feel like he is almost an anti-Tyler. To be honest, most of us, including myself, will never get to reach a GM level of game. Maybe many of us won't even reach Tyler's current rating, but let's never stop enjoying the game and appreciating its beauty. And if you want to see 2 real chess masters giving their sweat and blood during a match, check out this video where we can enjoy together this roller coaster ride over the board. Let's build